What's up, YouTube vinyl community? This is Peyton with RTF Records coming at you with another one. I just want to start off by thanking you guys. I posted my first video last weekend, and it did super well. I think I got like 40 subscribers off one video with not that, barely any promotion. So that means a lot to me. So thank you for that. If you're tuning in again, thank you for doing so. And if this is your first time, welcome. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button. Okay, you probably saw by the title of this video what we're going to be talking about. I'm super stoked. I was trying to figure out last weekend what I wanted to do for another video. I was kind of running some ideas through my head. I had no idea this was going to happen this week. So what happened was earlier in this week, my mom went out for lunch with a family friend, and she was telling her about how she had like 30 or 40 records from her mom that has been in her attic in her house for like 30 plus years. And my mom goes, "Oh, my son's into records, he'll take them off your hands for you." And so she told me that. I went down there last night. All right, so I'm on my way right now. I should be there in like 5 to 10 minutes. I'm honestly not sure what to expect. It could be a bunch of junk, could be some gold. I don't know like what decade these are from. Obviously, I don't know what genre, I don't know what she was into, stuff like that, but I guess we'll figure it out. And then when I showed up, like I said, she's a family friend, so we were catching up, chatting and stuff while I was carrying all the records over to my truck. And so I didn't flip through them all until I got home with them. And I saw Bob Dylan in there, and I saw Cream and the Monkees, or like the three that I saw. I'm like, okay, there might be some decent stuff in there. So I was at her house chatting for a little while. Came home, was flipping through them. There's some solid stuff. So I'll show you. I'm not going to show you all of them. I'll show you a little bit of them. So I got all of these and all of these. There's some good stuff in there. That's a lot of like Barbara Streisand and stuff like that. But still some good stuff in there. And then I also got this stack here. Some stuff I was kind of flipping through. Diana Ross, Mamas and Papas, Carpenters. Some stuff I don't know but looks really cool. Tons of James Brown, Jackson 5. It's a cool Steppenwolf record, but it's also super warped. The record itself isn't horrible, but you can see the jacket's pretty rough. There, some Three Dog Night, stuff like that. So I got them home. I flipped through them, counted them. I think there's around 115. I didn't do an exact count, so a lot more than 30 or 40, which is awesome. I do have some standouts. I flipped through, found some ones that I for sure really wanted, and then I tested them to make sure they weren't warped, which miraculously they weren't too bad after sitting in an attic for that long. So here's a few standouts. First one, Star Wars. I'm not a huge Star Wars guy, but I saw this in there and I'm like, wow, this is super cool. It's just a Star Wars soundtrack, and it's a gatefold that has all these pictures from the movies and stuff like that. I listened to a little bit of it and it's pretty cool. I want to listen to the whole thing though. So that was a cool find. Like I said, so I saw a Bob Dylan record when I was just carrying them over initially, and there turns out to be 4 Bob Dylan records. We got this one right here, Nashville Skyline. I'm not a huge Bob Dylan guy. I know some of his records. This one, I listened to all the Bob Dylan ones last night, and so this one was pretty good. Got Bringing It All Back Home, pretty sweet. A lot of these are originals too. This is a 1965 UK first press and stuff. As I was going through them all, putting them all on my Discogs, a lot of them are first presses, which is super, super awesome. This one I've never heard before, John Wesley Harding. I listened to it last night and it was so good. I'm obsessed with this. I want to listen to it again. On Columbia, Red Label, pretty sweet. Like I said, I think this is a repress actually from 1968, but they're pretty quiet and they're clean too. Like I said, not what I expected from sitting in an attic for that long. But and then I almost bought this one last weekend. I went to this guy's garage in Kuna, which is 20 minutes away from where I live in Idaho. And every once in a while he opens up his garage and he has thousands of records you could dig through. And he had this and I almost bought it and I didn't, but I have it now. Highway 61. Gotta have it. It sounds good, like I said. 1965 US first press. I believe first press. I know it's a 1965 US, but pretty sweet. It sounds good. It's clean, not warped. Pretty sweet. And then there's a lot of other stuff. What is this? Oh yeah, Deja Vu, Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young. I listened to a little bit of this. I think it's Joni Mitchell is on one of these tracks. I know that for sure. I haven't given this much of a listen, but I'm excited to. And then some Kinks. I'm not like a huge Kinks guy. I have one of their like more common records, and that's like all the Kinks that I have. So I'm excited to listen to this. As far as I know, this isn't like on Spotify or anything, which is what I use for streaming. So I've never heard anything from this. Be cool to listen to it. Side note, that's something I love about collecting records. Like a lot of the more popular stuff obviously is available also on Spotify and stuff. Or just on streaming services to listen to, or even YouTube. I love finding stuff though that you can't listen to anywhere else. Which is part of the reason I love records. I'm actually gonna go off track and show you something. Okay, just for instance, this is a record I picked up probably a year ago from an antique store. I didn't know what it was. It looked really cool. I picked it up, Stone Bolt, self-titled. I kind of checked it out. It's this like Canadian band from the late 70s. It kind of gives off like Fleetwood Mac type pop rock vibes. It's so good, and like you can't listen to this anywhere else. So anyways, that was just a side thing. Carole King. I don't know anything about this. Really Rosie. Looks like it's a library record of sorts. I'm not like the biggest Carole King dude. I have Tapestry. I actually listened to that this morning because, you know, that's an essential. But I've never heard this. Even if I listen to it and don't love it, I want to keep this just because the album cover is like really cool. Caught my attention. But yeah, it's a Canadian pressing from 1975. Pretty sweet. This one I've seen all over record stores all the time for years, and I've never picked it up. I didn't know what it was, and so I did some digging last night. Turns out it's like a blues psych rock thing, which is my kind of music, and so I'm super stoked to listen to this. This is a Netherlands pressing from 1968, which is super cool. It's clean. I'm excited to listen to it, so that's sweet. Moody Blues. I'm also not the biggest Moody Blues guy. I got this one. I've never heard this one. Seventh Sojourn. You can roast me in the comments. That's okay. What I've heard, it's like bluesy, psyche, rocky. Yeah, so I'm excited to listen to that. I believe it's a double LP, 1972 US pressing. So this is cool. Apparently my mom knows this album. I don't. Court and Spark from 1974. US pressing. Yeah, I'm curious to listen to it. Might be good. I don't know. This was sweet. I've seen this around for a while. There's a bookstore not too far from my house that always has this record, and I haven't picked it up for some reason because I was waiting for a better copy. I don't know. And this one's like, I think I put it at like G or something. It was good. But I got it. Paul McCartney. I don't own this, but I do now. I'm pretty excited about it. I also never heard this before, so my thing is if there's a record I know if I won't listen to it until I get it on vinyl. So that's really exciting. I'm super stoked to listen to that. Okay, next up, Cream live. This was cool to see. I don't have a ton of Cream. I have Disraeli Gears, which is I believe it's a first press. Yeah, Disraeli Gears 1967, US first press. I got this at an incredible price at an antique store. But that's like all the Cream that I have, so that's exciting. Next up, Yardbirds. I don't know a ton about the Yardbirds. I know that Jimmy Page, I believe, was part of this band before he was in Led Zeppelin, and so I haven't really listened to them. And also, I didn't see his name when I was looking through this, and so this could be later, after Jimmy Page. Not sure, but still excited to listen to this nonetheless. This one, Monkeys, I also don't have a ton of Monkeys, but I do like them. I like that like OG psyche classic rock kind of vibe. 1966 US. Yeah, Monkey self-titled. That'd be cool to listen to. Yeah. Okay, last one. Best one yet. I'm super stoked about this. So, I found this one in like the last batch I'm digging through last night, right? I've known this record for a while. Stooges, self-titled. Yeah, I'm super stoked about this. The craziest part about this is like a solid VG plus. Like you can kind of see on camera, like the jacket itself is like crazy clean. I'll show you the record too. I don't know if you can see that. The record itself is super clean. It's quiet. I listened to a bit of it. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet, just because I was kind of going through all of them last night. And so I didn't dedicate a ton of time into listening to one record, you know. Alright, and that is everything. Thanks for tuning in today. Like I said, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, drop a like. It means a lot to me. Tell your friends to support me, or just support the vinyl community in general. I'd love for you to comment on one of your favorites I mentioned. Like I said in my last video, I like giving homework or receiving homework. So if you guys are like, man, I think you'd love this album, let me know. I'll listen to it. On that note, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye-bye.